This video was sponsored by One Nest Studios. Elevate your sound. If you're looking for a studio that is reasonably priced to record your music, podcasts, etc., then you cannot go wrong with One Nest Studios. Contact the number down below or the email address or visit their website for more details. Thank you. Hi, this is my video on the PolarPro Pro Grip GoPro hand grip. Now, I have been waiting quite long for this particular hand grip because it has been often sold out in England or on limited supply. So I bought this from Amazon for $15.99, and I'll go around the box. We have a picture of the Pro Grip there. Obviously the words Pro Grip, GoPro hand grip and PolarPro at the top. And at the side here, it just basically shows you a snowboarder, a surfer, a diver. You can store 2 GoPro batteries within the compartment of this thing, but I'll come to that later on. A dry compartment, and it also floats. And on the back here is just a brief description of your connection with your camera, compatibility storage for your GoPro remote, the handle, the ergonomic handle, and the compartment inside, and back to the other side. So this is what you get in the box. We get a quick start guide, basically how it shows you how various components of this hand grip uses and how to use it. So we get that. We get a PolarPro mini catalogue. Now please bear this in mind, the cameras that they do show in here are the GoPro Hero Black, I think GoPro Hero 4 Black, because at the time when this was made and sold, it was the GoPro Hero 4 Black that was out, but this can go with any other action camera and any of the GoPro cameras, providing that they have the GoPro teeth mount on either the case or on the camera itself. So that's the catalogue. We get a lanyard here with the words PolarPro written all over it, with a wrist adjustment here and loop, and that fits on the bottom here. And we have a standard long GoPro thumb screw here, which is made out of metal and plastic. So that's for at the top there. So I'll put that in. And now we come to this particular unit. Now this particular unit is for the PolarPro back strap mount system. Now, because things have moved on ahead since this was made, because this is going by this, I think this particular item, when the GoPro Hero 4 was out, probably about 4 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago. So things have moved on ahead. This is no longer needed unless you get the back strap mount, and I have not got that at all. I have done videos on other back strap mounts they do not need this, but this is what this is for. And you get 2 screws which uses Allen keys or hexagon keys to tighten this on, and this really fits on the back where those holes are. This technically goes that way, and these get screwed into there. So that's what this is for, and it would look like this, and it will fit on the clip of the PolarPro backpack mount, and that's what this unit is really for. Now we come to the hand grip, and I'll work from the top to the bottom. First of all, we have this particular GoPro style fingers up here. Now, if you noticed, two of the fingers are close together and the third one is a distance apart, and the reason being is they've done it that way so you can fit a remote control in there. And as you can see, they provided you with just a little, in case you haven't got a remote, they provide you with this little kind of template here. But that is for your remote, and I'll show you later on how to put the remote in there. As we come down, we have the words PolarPro written on the front of this thing, and the actual all construction of this particular hand grip is all plastic, and it's light but well built. Round here is all the rubber. We have rubber at the back here. We have an ergonomic grip, as you can see, and we have this kind of, I would say, kind of pattern, a cross pattern here, slanted pattern here, written around the sides and the back to give you some extra grip here when holding this. Now at the bottom we have a blue accent here. Now I do not know if you get this in any other color accent strip here. The ones that I've seen are mainly blue, and when you flip this particular latch here, that opens up a compartment there. Now, as I says, you can fit in this compartment in here, in this chamber, you can fit two of these GoPro batteries in the chamber. Now this is, as you can see, it's got the blue streak on here. So this is the GoPro Hero 8 battery, which is similar to the 7 and also similar to the 6 and the 5. And they can fit in there like so, diagonally, and they can slip down in there. So you can fit two of those batteries in there. Now on the door, it can fit one micro SD card in there on the door. So these compartments, you can't fit a micro SD card in them. It's only that compartment there on there. You can fit one micro SD card. Now, if you push it down into that, you might get away with a second one on top, right? And just for the benefit of the video, I will take out an SD card here. Micro SD card. Try and slip that out. And I'll try and place it into that one on top to see if we can fit two. And there, okay. We can get two SD cards in there, but and the door will still close with a clip. And then we got the door there closed as it is. So that's how it looks with that compartment in there and with this particular hand grip. Now I'm going to focus on the top here. Now as for the top here, as I said to you before, that you can put a GoPro remote in there. Now to attach or to fit in your GoPro remote, we have to turn to the side here, and as you can see, there's a little button here. So we press this button in, and as we press the button in, we're going to slide out that way, and this attaches, this comes apart, and we got this particular unit here. Now to put the remote in, we simply unscrew the thumb screw. We move this particular finger away from the other two, and that simply pops out. Then the template pops out. We get our remote. Now, for those of you who are paying attention and keeping an eye on this, this is not a GoPro standard remote. It looks similar to the GoPro first generation remote, I think it is. But it has the same dimensions. This is from another company and has the same dimensions as that remote. So this can take third-party remotes, providing that they are the same dimensions of the GoPro remote. So your standard GoPro remote can go in there, which is this, the first generation. Your GoPro Smart remote can fit in there. The Revo remote, which is just the square here, will not fit in here. So that can't fit in there. But all the other third-party ones that look like this or similar to this shape can fit in there. So we simply place the remote in there like so. The best way to put it, I find, is put the bottom end down first, slide it over. Now this sits on a rail system on the inside here. You're going to match up this rail system in there. Simply slide that on and it'll click into place, and that's the remote fitted. Now this is how the PolarPro Polar Grip Pro Grip this is how it looks like with your action camera on there. Now, by the way, you can put any action camera on this thing as long as it's got the GoPro fingers either on the cage itself or like this Hero 8. So as long as any action camera can go on there, as long as you've got that set up. Now this is how it looks. Now the overall dimension of this, excluding the action camera, is 9 inches. So it's 9 inches long from the bottom to here. It's 9 inches. If you want to exclude the mount, then it's the GoPro mount here, then it's 8 inches. Now I have to admit, the feel in the hand of this feels really well built, really well secure, and actually feels like one of the best hand grips I've ever had. So this, for an action camera, so it is really nice. As you can see, I've got the remote on there with the camera, and that's how the setup would be. And yes, I might get asked this, you can have the camera facing towards you. It's just simply turning the camera around. Obviously this does not move around. You're going to have to loosen this, take the camera off, turn it around, place it back on, and then the camera will be facing you. But that's how it stays. And you can angle it by simply loosening the thumb screw, and you can angle your camera, and your camera can be angled at literally 180 degrees, as you can see, and then you just tighten that back up. Now, as for if you don't want to carry this particular unit around and you just wanted a small grip to hold, well, it's got you covered there, which I showed you earlier on in the video. You simply press this button here, and that releases from this unit, and now you've just got the camera with the remote bit on there, and that's what you've got there. Now there isn't a place which I have noticed you cannot put a lanyard, but, and I'll show you a close-up on here, there is a gap here between these two sections here. It's difficult to see, but because the remote's there, but you can feed the lanyard through there if you want, and put the this lanyard attachment through these particular points there, or if you want, you can put the lanyard through the middle section, the middle finger here. So you got the lanyard coming off from the middle section there, and you got a lanyard there. So you can do that if you want to put a lanyard on there. But this will now leave you with just the section here, which gives you just a kind of like the shorty, but you just can't extend it. So you have that kind of grip here, and it's because how the remote stays and how the unit stays, it gives you a nice grip and operation of your remote like that. So to me, this to me is more easier to walk around with this than to have the lanyard attached to the GoPro sleeve or this Ulanzi sleeve and holding the camera like this. This to me feels more better. Now, those who want to know about attaching the lanyard, and because I know I'm going to get asked this, do not attach the lanyard to this. Please don't, because if you do that, you'll more likely pull the door open. If you look there, there's a hole there, and there's a hole at the bottom there. You feed the lanyard, so you feed this wrist lanyard, or a neck one if you've got one, through these two holes there. So do not put the lanyard on this, otherwise you will pull the door open. So feed it through these 2 points there. Now, this is my 2 pence worth on the PolarPro Pro Grip GoPro hand grip. Long title. I think this is one of the best grips you can buy. It is cheaper than even the GoPro floaty grip, I think it is, the GoPro floaty, the new one. It is cheaper than that. It has a better compartment chamber than that one as well. It is well made, and the feel of it is a lot better. Now, even though I haven't got the GoPro, I don't think I've ever reviewed the GoPro floaty grip, but I've seen it. A friend of mine has got one, and I was going to use it for this channel, but it's a bit dirty, so I'm going to order one anyway. But this is one of the best grips you can ever buy for your money, and it's absolutely a steal for £15. You won't be disappointed with this, especially with the chamber. It's got one of the biggest chambers of any floaty grip that I've come across, and I have to admit, not many floaty grip chambers can actually fit your GoPro battery. 2 of these with inside there if you want to store your battery in there. Now, even if you're not by the sea or by any body of water with this thing, it's still a nice grip to take around with you out and about, and to go on holiday as well. I'd say this is one of the best, because you're just getting 2 units. You're getting a grip here and a kind of shorty here, even though it doesn't extend like the shorty, but you're getting a nice shorty grip that can accommodate your remote. Because one thing I do notice when on holiday or out, or I'm taking shots with the GoPro, is touching that camera, because the first bits of the film is me shuffling around with the camera. At least if you've got your remote on this particular end part and just taking this end alone, it is brilliant. Now, as for the negatives, and there's not many at all. I think the first negative has to be this thing on the back. Now, if you've not got the PolarPro back strap, I suggest that you take the actual nuts that you get, the Allen keys, the Allen key screws, and just leave them in there. I'd personally screw them in there and just keep them in there, because it looks more neater with that on there than just these holes. I just don't like these holes at all. And by the way, the holes do not run into the chamber neither. So in case you're thinking, if I leave these unscrewed and then go into water, the water will not sink into this, because the holes are not inside this chamber. They don't come into the chamber at all. So you don't have to be aware of that. You don't have to worry about that, sorry. So that's one negative. The other negative is basically this part here, what they give you. It's a bit of paper, and I'd rather, even though it's a bit of paper on plastic. Now, not everybody is going to have the remote control unit, that I can understand, but what PolarPro should have done was they could have raised this up, so this paper part is raised up to the same level as the frame here, and just have the PolarPro logo on an embossed plastic instead. So that will keep it nice and uniformed, because without the remote in there, it does look a bit, this paper will come off eventually when you keep going into water or whatever. It will come off, and it will just leave just a black, it's not even solid all the way through, it's just like air holes in there. So that PolarPro should just put a nice cap on that proper with their logo on there, and that would have finished this off nice and neat, in case you haven't got a remote. Now, if you happen to have the PolarPro Pro Grip GoPro hand grip, GoPro hand grip, please let me know down in the comment section what you thought about it, because your opinions may be different to my opinions. I think this is absolutely brilliant. And if you buy this, even at the full price, if you can get it even cheaper off Amazon, then you're walking away with a steal. But if you don't, you're still walking away with a good product. This is a very, very, very good product. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I know my videos can be long, so if it's too long and you don't like it, you can give it a thumbs down. I'm okay with that. I know my videos can be long. And oh yes, please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.